Hello everyone, welcome to the Sharova Law Firm, News and Views, Episode 1. Today we're going to be discussing DWI allegations with Senior Attorney Bruce Proctor. Bruce, how are you?
Fine. Hello everyone. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
We have some questions in from our viewers and some clients. These are the most frequently asked questions. Number one is it a crime to refuse a breathalyzer?
The fact is that refusing to take a breathalyzer will put you in jeopardy of a misdemeanor, which is a crime. Okay. In New York State, we have violations, like you don't clean up after your dog, or you put your garbage cans out in the street too soon. So that's a violation. It's not a crime. Okay. Then you step up to misdemeanors, and that's labeled A and B. B misdemeanor is you can do 6 months in jail. That would be like low-level petty larceny, like shoplifting or something like that. Then you have a B misdemeanor, which you can be put in jail for a year. And then you have felonies, all the ways from E to A. A would be killing a police officer. Okay. So ideally, if you are stopped and you're stopped because of a DWI allegation by a police officer, you want to try to make sure that you don't fall into the category of being charged with a misdemeanor, which you would be if you refuse a breathalyzer. However, if you've been drinking and your blood level, and you know you've been drinking all night, you may not want to take a breathalyzer because that's going to solidify the fact that you may have reached twice the limit. The limit is 0.08 in New York State. So what's your choice, the fire or the cooking pot? It's difficult to make a decision. Plus, you're so drunk, you don't know what you're going to do. So the human condition is not to take it. Okay. So automatically now you're into a level of a misdemeanor. But they don't actually know what your level was because they didn't take the breathalyzer. Okay? So if they didn't take the breathalyzer test, they don't know what you're going to blow, right? That would say that you're in the severe alcohol level, okay? So a lot of people they don't think like that, but it's just a human condition not to take it. And if you don't take it, you're in the A level. If you have not, a misdemeanor level, I should say. If you have not been arrested before, then you're going to take your chance. And since the DA doesn't know what the level was and you have no record, they'll probably give you a violation for the first-time offender. Automatically, if you are convicted of not taking the breathalyzer, it's a crime, and that follows you the rest of your life. If you ever apply for a job and they ask if you ever convicted of a crime, the answer is yes. Okay? Plus, your license is suspended for a year. Versus a violation, it's 90 days. And by the way, the 90 days runs when you take the plea or if you're found guilty. Okay. So at that point, everything doubles. The fines double. The violation of suspension doubles, more than doubles. It's a year versus 90 days. So getting back to your original question, yes, it is a crime. But as I said, some people have no choice. In fact, they don't know they don't have a choice because they are drunk and they're not thinking correctly anyway. So it'll ultimately work its way down.
Very informative.